Where's that thing at? It's over there. All right, looks like we are finally live. Get some tools. Work on this stuff a little bit. Want to come off? Don't you? There we go. Hey Vince, how's it going, man? Where am I at next year? Flyers. Never remember where you are. That's what I wanted. I'm not liking this throat. So we're gonna put a new one in. So I need to get those out. I need to get a little bit of thermal grease because that one didn't have any on it. So where are we at here? D3D parts. Here we go. These are the new ones I just got in. I'm hoping these are better quality than that one. That and then thermal paste. Use a little bit of Arctic Silver 5. There it is. That's pretty good. The right one for this? Yep. So yeah. Tristan, how you doing? I'm swapping out the throat because again, that other one just a little too much stringing, and I've had that with these other throats that I have. I'm just not a fan of it. Or heat break, however you want to call them throats. So we're gonna go ahead and put in this new one. Put some thermal compound. Positive seating of the PTFE. Okay, in there. That's good. And you're mounting the fan a little bit. Don't do that, please. All right, so now I need to use pliers. Just gotta wait for everybody to get in here while I work on this. The way in. Do the rest of the way in. Back you off. Twist you in. There we go. We can hold on to this and give it a good twist. Okay, clean this off some more. It says a brand new hot end, but of course I already had a failure on it, so go me. And I just need to be able to do this without touching it, which is really hard and tempting to do. I need to let this cool down so I can actually do this. Let's reset that. This thing is starting cooling down a little bit. Come on. There we go. Whew. Okay. Knack, what's up? Tristan, yes, that was a Triangle Labs heat break that was on here, and I'm just not liking it. A little too much stringing in it. I don't think it's the printer. I do think it's the throat. I guess we'll find out here shortly. It also is all metal, so I might take the temperature down a smidge when I'm printing, see if that helps. Because I do have a Benji here I'm going to show off in a minute from the Bear. So I did get, I started one print last night, then I went ahead and got a vase done, which came out very, very promisingly. Like, I really did like it. And I tried a Benji, and while it did work, it's definitely not what this printer should be putting out. So that's why I am here tonight to finish doing some tuning and testing on here. Try and get this sucker finalized. I did try doing I was talking to a couple of the guys in the Discord, Keith and others, about the G76 code, which is to tune the pin to probe thermistor, and it's just flat out not working. The first time I tried it, it took the bed to 125C and then failed out on me. Like, well, that's not right. And then I went ahead and I did just the G76P, which is supposed to just do the probe, and that also did not work. Why won't you go in? I'm going to burn the living bejesus out of my hand here. I just know it. Okay, but why aren't you snap? There we go. So it ran for 4 hours and never finished. And I'm running Chris Workocki's firmware on this. So why it didn't finish or work, I don't really know. It's 2.0.5.3 is the version. So Keith, if you're lingering or if you're going to pop in here in a minute, I might send him my current firmware and see if he can merge it to the latest version, because he's god with that, and go from there, because I still haven't really figured out how to do the whole GitHub desktop or Git Kraken to like merge branches and stuff like that. I know he and Jack said that they'd be willing to show me. I need to make some time to sit down with those guys and actually learn how to do firmware properly. How to manage my firmware versions. That's my biggest problem, is learning how to manage firmware versions is really tough. So that pop on our cooling fan shroud. And there we go. We got a new throat in there now. Yeah. That was hitting the mic. So that's what I do actually already, Tristan. So in my slicer settings for Prusa slicer, I have it heat up it homes, and then it heats up the bed to whatever the desired temperature is. And then it does this one does a 7x7, because that's what Chris's firmware set up for. It does the 7x7 mesh, and then it homes again, and then it heats up the hot end, and then it starts printing. So that's one thing I've always been told to do, is to go ahead and heat up your bed first, because any warpage or anything that's going to happen is going to happen once it's hot, and doing a bed leveling on a cold bed is pretty pointless. So it's finally under 50. See, yeah. But yeah, so I'm already doing part of that. I want it to work because it's supposed to work. I just don't know why it's not working. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it has it. You kind of want to be able to do it. But I did redo the PID for the bed and for the extruder. So I'm actually just going to jump into Prusa Slicer now and just kind of verify my settings here. I just want to make sure that I have everything right. So 1.2 is 0.2 the first layer. 5.4. Crossing nearest. Can do aligned with that one. See how aligned works. Infill normally, let's do 15. Gyroid, layering fill, skirting brim, don't care about that. Support material, whatever. Speeds. Yeah, so the speeds are pretty good. Primary, small primary, externals. Solid infill is 80. Yeah, I mean, a speed, I'm happy with the speeds. I'm trying to think, maybe if I should, it's just 25 for external, that's fine. Not multiple extruders, advanced stuff, whatever, that's fine. Input stuff. Filament, I just copied over there's the SKR PLA, multiplier. So it's doing it 200 and 205, that's fine. That's okay, Tristan. I've got two guys that are like amazing with Marlin in my Discord, and they have been really, really helping out. Now I can just tell you the room and grab with their fingers. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. The fingers are very well burnt up because of that. uh, that, advanced, PLA, fine. Okay, so printer is going to extrusion. So my contraction is 0.8, and I can't really tell on here because it's just not that great of a print. You can't tell if it's the extruder's fault or the filament's fault. I'm part of this, so I think we're gonna go ahead and I think it was a part pulling issue. Hey, Brandon, Jim, what's up? It might be under extruding a bit. So let me pull up this so you guys can see my failure. Yeah, Brandon, shoot this over me on Discord. So this is how the first Benchy turned out, which is pretty garbage. But the reason I'm thinking it's a cooling issue because the fan temp was set a little low. But down here you can see there's actually like a drooping spot in here, which I don't know what happened there. So that was kind of strange. Obviously lots of stringing in there. In here, this like under extrusion part, this just turned out really odd. So, and the first layer was far too close because you can't see anything, and it is just like perfectly flat there. So a little too close on that first layer, which we're gonna fix here. But yeah, I wouldn't mind So yeah, 0.8, 0.2 is what I have. I did not brand it, so I have not, again, I haven't done much of the calibration yet. I guess I can do the 100 mil test right now and see how that goes. Oh, a filament diameter sensor. I saw that in Marlin, actually. That seems pretty cool. Yeah, I guess we'll connect Pronterface right now. We'll do the E-steps check on it right now. See how that goes. My desk is still a mess from everything I'm working on here. This now, and set that to 210, and there goes. Here's the 35 speed. My retraction is 45, so I don't even see what the E-steps are in this. Steps. He has it as 280. What do I have it in Megatron? Megatron, Marlin, big. $140. Why is his 280? Mine's 140. Well, I guess because he has the steps changed on the. All of this. Oh yeah, all of that's different. Yeah, I'm 80, 80, 400, and 140. Oh, it's because I'm using 16 tooth idlers. So I'm using 20 tooth idlers on mine. So that's the difference for that. E should be the same. Yeah. But why is that set so different than mine? Guess we'll wait and find out. All right, we need to get out our handy dandy little measuring tools here and a Sharpie. Yeah, these are not LDOs, so that could be one reason why things are being so weird. Just pull a bunch of this through here. Take this up. I don't want that. I need a Sharpie. What do I need a pen for? I need a Sharpie. The pen. Where's my clicky? Here it is. All right, so that's extrude 100. Extrude. Yeah, it could be why it just looks totally goofy and weird, as if that value is different. Check the micro stepping. I don't know where that's at. His micro steps are set to 16 on everything else. Yeah, it's 16 on the, well, that's the other TMCs. Well, these are the 22.9 TMCs. E0 is 32. Yeah, he has that turned up to 32. Yes, that's off by a little bit there. How much are we off by? About, I'll call that 5 millimeters off. Let's do another one just to ensure it's another 5 millimeters. Face. Where are we at here? Let's do that one there. Extrude another 100. I've never changed the microstepping on anything. I just run 16. So I'm gonna have to. I have to pull out the calculator because I don't remember what it is. So it's oh, it's a calculator. I never saw this before. So our old one is what I say. It's 280. Here's 95. So it should be 297.4.7. That looks to be exactly the same again. Yeah, we're gonna call that 5 mil again. So 295, so 294.7. .7. Let's go ahead and upload this to it. Do 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 do. Still compiling. This is the slowest part of all of this. Ooh, PDG on the CR30. Very cool, dude. Good luck with stringing. 240. All right, that built and uploaded. Should have at least. Come on. Ooh, hang on. Oh, sorry about that. I need to hurry up and mute so I didn't sneeze and kill all of the headphone users. That'd have been a smidge funny. dot old. Okay, let's turn it off. Back on. Popper V6 it. I like the Micro Swiss hot. I have it on the CR10S. Does its job. Let's reconnect printer face. Set that temperature again real quick. Let's go and put another 100mm mark on here. Okay. We're at temperature, and let's do another 100. See how that looks. Oh, I still need to put the silicone sock back on. Doo-doo-doo. Hey, Aaron. That is spot on right there. So what I do is I make my mark right above the 100mm mark. So the bottom of my mark should be flush with the top of that. That is spot on now. So that's definitely a bit better. Let's get this sock on now. Ouch. Holy freak, that's hot, man. 210C is hot. Oh, smokes. Man, I might. I got this. Oh, I need to also change my Z Pro offset. What's it? Negative 0.3. Let's give I think we should do a quick test here. Brand, did you send me settings or no? That's what I have is what you have pretty much. Llama, thank you for stopping in and saying hi, man. I appreciate it. How are you doing today? Hope it's all well. First slicer. Let's just reslice, get a new slice going here. If you're a woman, bathing water, 210C, my God. Like I can't get in the shower after my wife because she just has it cranked to like 5,000 degrees. That's kind of every woman. Come on. That always takes a lot of slice. Do. Come on. Oh, I'm gonna need to wipe down the bed again real quick. Let me get a piece of paper towel here. my greasy hands all over it, a little bit of a filament gunk on it. Okay, that should be better. Every wipe ever. All right. So that's the one thing I haven't figured out yet is because I cloned over my settings from Megatron to this one, but it didn't carry over the name. And I'm not really seeing where in Prusa Slicer change the name of the printer. Because the printer says SKR Bear, but it's not picking up that that name when it does the export. I don't know why it's doing it. Maybe I need to just close and reopen the program. It's probably what it is right there. Because I did not do that yet. Try that once we get this started. Print. Get this Betchy going here. This out. Yep. Let's reopen Prusa Slicer. Where's it at? There it is. Nyan, what's up, dude? Prusa Slicer. Come on. Come on, Lee. Come on. Oh, here it is. I'll just squeeze it. There they are. Drink. I'll be all right. Okay. SKR Bear. Let's pull a file in real quick. Slice now. For G code. Yeah, so it says Megatron. So I don't know why it's still saying Megatron. About our printers is only set to the Bear. Print settings, SKR Bear. The best. Thank you. Da 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 da. Nothing there about it. Yeah, I don't know why it's not doing it. Or should I say why it's doing what it is doing, because it's not doing what I want it to do. We're being difficult. As bad as my kids. That's no bueno. That's no bueno at all. That did not trigger. Take that a little bit lower then. That moved or something. We're gonna need to reconfigure this. Motion, auto home. That's no longer triggering. Awesome sauce. Why aren't you triggering? Even still. Auto home. See what happens. It very well might have, Tristan. Yeah, 1.2. Let's go the other way then. Do 1.2. I think trying to do the settings might have jacked it up. I don't know. Hmm. Oh wait, no, I want to do level z-axis first, and then I'll do, because I moved it, the z. So I'll do level the z-axis, and then we'll do level bed and see how that does. There's under motion, auto z-align. Right. Well, we are definitely having issues now. Yeah, we're definitely seeing issues here now. I already did initialize the EEPROM. Let me measure these ends, make sure that we're somewhere the same. Yeah, I don't know why we're jacking up all of a sudden. Okay, that's close right there. Yeah. Why is it doing that? Oh, unless this They're both engaged. The heck is wrong? The motors are engaged. But my sensing distance is like gone crazy on me. What in the heck happened? Jim, no, this is the dual steppers. So I can do the Z align. You can't do Z align if you only have one stepper. Because it doesn't know what to do with that. Okay, so what in the world changed? X, Y, Z, E, okay. I didn't change anything else. It was moving just fine before. No, Aaron, it's not that. It's not off the bed. It's just I don't understand what's going on. I have it lower than it was before. He has the robot that configurations. Probe test. Yeah, it's hitting the bed. I don't know why it's having a hard time sensing. Yeah, it's crazy high deviation. I'll lower it down a little bit more. Probe test. It's not touching anymore, at least. Yeah, but it was working just fine last night. Like, I didn't move anything before I got successful prints last night. So, that's better. Motion. Auto Z align. It's there. Okay. Maybe just wanted to be closer, which again, I don't like it being that close. At least now it's working. Oh, it's the exact same bed temp. All right, let's try to print now. Let's see what happens. Oh wait, no, don't want to do that. I need to check my Z height real quick. Front of face. Why is my computer acting up? Come on. Never mind.
Resuming Amazon Music.
Computer, stop. All right. Home everything again. Yeah, ambient temp's the same. It's a non-climate controlled room, so that's 2.5 is what it's at right now. But 1, 2. It says we're 0.5 mil. Let's change that to configuration, Z probe. I think it's a negative point 1. Let's do everything again. Why is that belt so loose? Did it come out? What the heck is up with that? Now, 1 second here. Something fishy going on with this belt. Belt just came loose. Stick that back in there. There we go. Tighten this back down. We can tighten this one back down. One second, guys. Get this finagled here. Okay. Yeah, tight belts there now. Okay. All right, slight detour on that one. All right, let's all right, let's auto home again. 0. Yeah, that's not bad. All right. I'll try the print again. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this has been interesting build so far. A lot of ups and downs and turns on me, I'll tell you that much right now. Yeah. Yeah, I had to name my ALXA here something different. Because I don't want my kids to say it out loud and turn on. And this one's also not part of the family group or the everywhere group we have. So whenever the kids or the wife put on music throughout the whole house, it doesn't have to play in Memphis. Big win. All right, so this heats up the bed, and it's going to do the 7x7 probing. That's going to heat up the nozzle, and that's going to start the print. That's how I have it set up. Assume that this home's right. Andre, what's up? There we go. Okay. Yeah, again, Chris's firmware is a 7x7 grid. So yeah, it's a lot of points. But I guess someone said the other night they were surprised that I don't already run that. Again, I find 7x7 a little bit on the extreme side. Oh, excuse me. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. Dramatics will be easier. I guess we'll see, Aaron. Well, yeah, it's not going to be a pin to probe. I guess I need to make sure I have all the parts for that, Aaron, now that you talk about that, so that once I get the printer and I do the initial review on it, I can then do the rest of it. 1, 2, 3, this is round 1, 2, 4, 6. There's one more round to go, I guess. Yeah. New subscriber, hello, hello. Yeah, I have a pinned as well, but I also have a regular inductive probe, so I'm probably just going to use a regular inductive on mine. Because Aaron already remixed the Bear backplate for the gantry to fit the other probe that I have. So I can just reuse that part. Well, Nick, I really hope that you are able to put your recommendations through to Creality and they actually make the changes before they send it. Because if they're gonna send it to someone like Tom, he doesn't modify, I don't think, any printer. I've never seen him modify a printer except for his Mendel 85,000, whatever it's called. Um, that's all I've seen of him actually do for it. So I would be interested to see on what they take from your recommendations and actually implement before shipping. Because again, my biggest pet peeve is when you get a printer and you have to modify it just to get it to work. That's why the Two Trees Sapphire Pro is such a piece of junk, because it literally would not print unless I modified it. A little better, I think. Let me see. The only problem when you print something really small, you're trying to check your first layer. See how it goes. Oh, I knew I've been a 2 Pro with a new rubber. 6-1, holy heck. I get it, and I'm I totally get the reason why he does that. A lot of people actually take a big issue with the fact that Tom doesn't fix anything that's like a known problem. But I'm of the exact same. I will fix them. I mean, that's everything for me. I will sit down and modify the heck out of a printer to get it working. But I completely agree with Tom where a printer should work out of the box because they say it does. They don't sell you a printer and say, "Oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z to get this working." Like you don't buy a car and say, "Yeah, it kind of works, but there's no AC because that doesn't work out of the box, even though it's supposed to." And, you know, it doesn't, I don't know, the fuel doesn't get from the tank to the engine because the fuel pump is bad. So you need to replace that right away as well. So that's my big issue with getting a printer, or even when you get a phone. Oh, the camera doesn't work. You need to fix the camera once you get it. Like that is, I totally get why he goes that way. But I'm also for fixing them, because if you're gonna buy it, or at least for me as doing the YouTube videos and all that, like it feels like I at least owe it to people to try and fix them. To be like, hey, yeah, you can buy this printer and it's going to be kind of like this when you get it. Maybe junk, maybe good. But if you do these changes to it, you can get it working. So it's kind of a mixed bag with that on what to actually do. It's 12. Yeah, I think my probes are 10. No, this pin is way smaller than 12, dude. That definitely ain't 12 millimeters. Ain't no way. Pinda 7 millimeters. The Pinda 2 is 7 millimeters. That's what it is on all my printers. The inductive probe that I've been using on all my other printers is 10 millimeters, Brandon. Oh, Jim, you ordered that. Nice. Yeah, well, because so he got a company to make only so many of them, and they say it should work, but he's like, hey, this is beta. If you want to buy it, you can. Otherwise, don't. I personally think that they probably should have tried to work that deal a little bit differently. I get it. You can't give it away because Ben Levi is just he's just the designer, and he's working with two or three, I think two Chinese companies to actually produce the kits on AliExpress. I think it's a great solution. I really like the way he's going with it. Um, but yeah, I just wish it wasn't $90 or yeah, 109. Only 109 bucks, Jim. Like, come on. That's it would be great to see that cheaper. And if he was an actual company doing this, he probably would have gave like maybe these 5 or 10 of those away for free because getting it away for free pays dividends later, knowing what your problems are. Yeah, that'd be cool, Jim. I think that would be really cool. I'm not 100% set on the metal parts yet though, because PETG does a really good job. Yeah, I guess it's not. I mean, because if you look at the FT5, the 713 maker parts are expensive, but they are nice looking and they are pretty well engineered in my opinion. I mean, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a designer for type of parts like that, but I think they work well so far. I can't complain with them. They work exactly how he said they should. So it's pretty easy just to swap those parts out. I guess the BLV would be the same. I just don't want the BLV to be the next competitor to like the Railcore, where the Railcore group is like, how much money can I spend on my printer to make it the most glorious thing ever? And I've heard people spending upwards of $3,000 to $4,000 on a Railcore printer. It's just like, holy God, how can you spend that much money on a printer? I bought vehicles that cost less than that. I bought a Suburban in my last place. It cost me $2,000. I sold it for $2,000 when I left. Like, come on now. So Jim, let me know how that works out. Because if it does work out well, then I definitely would be willing to hop on the boat and get that. I kind of want to wait for production versions though. Um, again, it is cheap for all that metal for beta. Again, like if it doesn't pan out, that's $110 flushed down the toilet. Or if only some of them pan out, then that's $50 down the toilet. So I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like that's a lot of money to be a beta tester for something. But hey, I I applaud you 100% for doing that. And if it works out, I will 100%. Not 100%. I'll like 50 to 80% get those because now that I put them on the FT5, I really like having the all metal parts. If that's functional, if it's worth it, I just don't want to put a ton of money into something that's just not worth it. Would I like to have the magnetic bed for the FT5? Absolutely. But at $160, that's a little that's a big pill to swallow. I have printers that in here that cost less than 160 bucks. The thing we have not calibrated is flow. And I did not calibrate flow on Megatron, and it comes out okay with this. I know every print is a little bit different. All the gears are just slightly different, but I don't think flow is going to be a problem. I'm more worried about that fan, making sure that's cooling okay. It definitely didn't on the last one. And my E-test being off by 5 mil, I mean, that's a 5% deviation, I guess. I guess that is pretty big. Yeah, because he did, Tristan, he did get the kit. I saw him post about it a couple months ago. He got the kit, I think, his beta kit from the company right around the time when I got my BLV. So I started following it then. You know, again, I like the project so much, which is why I'm building one. And I looked at the rail core, I looked at a Hypercube Evolution, I looked at the BLV, I looked at a Volron, I looked at what else did I looked at another one. But out of all those printers, I decided to go with the BLV to build. And okay, next. So the BLV, it's called the BLV MGN Cube. I have a couple videos on it, a couple live streams I've did the past few months. If you want to go to some of those and check it out. But it's basically a super over-engineered Core XY. It's made of all 2040 extrusions. It weighs an absolute metric ton. It is, I don't know if you'll be able to see if I do this. It's this yellow printer right here, my Bumblebee. But it is a very over-engineered Core XY machine that's built like a brick shit house. It really is. And running off an SKR 1.3, or well, most people, again, it's more of a, if you want to put more money into it, people run duets. I don't do that one. So I was like, Jim, what do you do? Who's putting a random link in my stream? I get it though. But yeah, so it's just a big beefy Core XY. And so far, I really like it. I put a 0.6 nozzle on there with a Volcano hot end. So I'm liking that so far. The overall design is pretty good. I think some things need to be tweaked a little bit, which I have been working on some of that as well. I've had Aaron help me out a little bit here and there on some of the parts. There's a lot of remixes out there for it. Like it's up to almost 300 remixes, I think, for various parts. So it's been pretty popular. And a lot of the remixes are also just mods for it too, just to kind of change it up a little bit. All right, this is going to take a hot minute. So, and it's also it's the BLV MGN Cube, so it's using MGN 9 rails. I think those are 9s, right? Yeah, I think it's using MGN 9 rails. The Blue Rose kit that I got says they are genuine high winds, and they all are marked as appropriate genuine high winds. So that was a good steal for me. It's dual Z, and the Z is on linear rails, X is on linear rails, Y is on 2 linear rails on the sides. Yeah, I mean, it's just a behemoth of a printer. It's built in with an electronics compartment in the back that you can enclose. I have all of the enclosure material right here. This is all this. It's a type of PVC. It's used for some type of signs. So yeah, it is a very good start to a printer. I really do like that. MGN 12s. Okay. Sorry, I never really remember the difference in them. I think it's the width of the rail, right? That makes it the MGN 12s. Yeah, 12s. Could just measured that. But yeah, it's a big beefy printer. I liked it as a base model. I think his frame you could use for a ton of applications. It's really a really good sturdy frame. I don't like how it uses literally 100 corner brackets. I think that it should be built more like the Voron and should have the blind joints, and if not all of it, most of it. I think that would be a very, very big improvement to the build, but it is still super solid either way. And yes, I'm actually surprised at how nice the BLV community is on Facebook, because that's why I got out of a lot of the 3D printing groups. Like just 3D printing, the standard group, is 100% toxic. Don't ever join that group. It's just any new person that comes in there is just going to get absolutely slammed, and it's a very toxic group now. And there's been several others that I've left because they've just gotten so toxic. And you've got a bunch of people who've been doing 3D printing 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and you've got all the new people who've been doing it for less than a year or just brand new to it. But I wanted a project that was 1,000 or less for a larger, like cornerstone printer to my shop. And I wanted to do a custom build one. I didn't want to do something out of the box. $500 cube, that's pretty interesting. That's big, man. Make the Discord. Well, my Discord's not toxic, but it's also very user friendly. It's also beginner friendly, which is why Gunner left. He didn't like all the newbie questions coming up, so he left. Okay, so what? But on my Discord, we've got a ton of people doing a ton of, custom prints and custom printers and modifying printers now. So it's getting to be really, really nice. I like having a core group of people that are really dedicated to kind of just messing around. Eduardo, I'm not ready yet. There's a couple guys in Discord that also got bears the same time I said I was going to do this. A couple people had built them or they bought kits, and I wanted to do a scratch build one. And we're going to do a bear off on the Discord of a bunch of different set prints, and we're going to see how everybody does. So this is me finally just getting mine together, now starting to tune. Maybe I'm cheating because I'm using SKR Bear and they're using standard Prusa Bear with Enzy clones. And Tristan, so that's the other thing is I'm relying on the cuts of the extrusion to be square because the siding that I got is not acrylic. I was able to get this stuff for 1/3 the price of acrylic, so I went that route. It is a little bit heavier, but it will help for insulation more, and it's non-flammable and fairly insulation, so it'll definitely keep some of the heat in the printer. Obviously, the front and back are open, but at least it will keep everything insulated pretty well. It'll give me a nice air chamber in the back for the electronics, so I'm excited for that. I ultimately failed. Oh, I see how it is. And I order, is it printing okay, ish? I just swapped out the throat for a new one because I wasn't happy with the Triangle Labs one. So there's that. Brandon, you are ferocious tonight, dude. Ferocious. I think you're just mad because I want you to build the magnets before I do, so you can do the testing this time. Oops, don't want to throw that away yet. I need this out. There goes dark nut onto the dark floor. Got it though. Parts that I can throw away now. That was a big mistake I made with this, was to print polycarbonate. Definitely should not have gone that far. I might change out the filament after this test print with a different one just to make sure it's not the filament being goofy on me. So kind of go from there. Yeah, Eduardo, I need to do something about that. I might just do a quick live video or something like that for it. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a quick video with like your phone or something like that, just to show what you have. If it's printing, if you have not physically built the printer, it's just going to be to send in your design, so in Fusion or whatever you design in, which most likely everybody use Fusion or SolidWorks, just to send over your design so we can open it up and view it and things like that. But I'm going to do the announcement that it's ended and that I need the results so many days after. We'll kind of go from there. I was really trying hard to get someone to sponsor the competition, but with the pandemic, man, no one's really doing anything. Like no one's really. A lot of places are shut down. I had a few companies that I reached out to. They're like, we'd love to help, but right now is not a good time. Like we can't do like free stuff for this right now. So that's the sucky part of it. Really wish I could have did something more for it. Trying to compare what I'm looking at here to the other benchy. Where's it at? And the extrusion is definitely looking a bit better. A bit better. Also, the thing with white shows you every single issue in your print. It's very easy to see your problems with white, so that does kind of help out that I am using this. I know this filament is good. I did a whole bunch of prints with it for other stuff, a bunch of test prints on the Anycubic Mega Zero, but I just need to verify that something else. Maybe I'll print some PETG after this and see how it goes. Oh, excuse me. Let's see here. Okay. I'm waiting for that reason. Yep. It'd be really nice if this could come out and be like, all right, this is good. So the only thing I'm missing is I might put a little bit of sleeving here on the X cable, just because that is a little unsightly. And I'm still waiting for the. Actually, I'm gonna look at that real quick. Let me pull up AliExpress, find out where that cable loom is at. Because I ordered a bunch of it. Jim, if you guys start making it again, if that works out well, please let me know. I would like to check that stuff out. Bob, what's up? Bob the Builder. This is a cool little E-step calculator. I've never seen this before. They have a flow calculator too. Test it. You do that. I would definitely test away. I will say though, timing is going to be something I'll need to worry about because again, I leave here in probably like the late spring, early summer. So depending on when you send those, I may or may not be able to do it right away because you figure once I move, my stuff will get shipped. I won't have my things. So say for example, I leave in May, June, July, August, September. Maybe by October, I'll have the printer back. So that'll be kind of the thing to worry about, is make sure that I have that back. What was I looking for again? Oh yeah, the loom stuff. I wish I could find it somewhere other than Ally. Like, what actually? Does anybody know what? So this textile sleeving that Prusa uses, what is it actually called? Like, is it just called textile sleeve wrap? And then, what is the measurements of this? Because I don't know. Like the small one, it says here 13 millimeters, which is not right because that's measuring only 7 millimeters. Well, I'll be in Pennsylvania when I'm back, so maybe I'll have you send it to me in Pennsylvania, and then I'll take it from there. It might end up being easier. Yeah, so it's 13. Yeah, so the hot end is 13 millimeters. Yeah, and then but the heated bed is what size? I guess it's the 8, right? Well, so the difference between uh so I have the custom stuff from MMPC for my computer builds when I do all my custom sleeving, but that's different because this stuff is split down the side where that stuff is not. You feed that in, but this is measuring 7 millimeters, and the big one is 13 millimeters for that. So if I can just find, I would like to find it somewhere else that's not AliExpress. So I could get it cheaper because I would love to just buy a spool of it, like 50 yards, or I don't know, even 10 yards would last me forever of 13 millimeter and 8 millimeter. I was trying to see if it says it here in the description. It's just for the heated beds, all it's saying. 2X textile sleeving for heated bed. Let's just Google that in Ally and see if it's something, because it's definitely cheaper to buy it in bulk, and definitely not that it's because it's Prusa specific. So if we do 13 millimeter textile sleeving, you found it, Brandon? Put it on Discord. It's braided split is what it is. The inner is 13 millimeters. So this one here is 80 cents a meter, basically. So that's 16, $32 for 20 meters. This stuff is 13 millimeters. This is also 80 cents. Same thing, pretty much. Split tube wrap. Also going to search Amazon because if it's on Amazon, it's even better. There we go. Wiring lube, cable sieving, split sieving. Oh, some of this stuff is big. Boy, big. Even on Amazon, somewhere on the off the beaten path would be cool too. Because some of this stuff is inch on Amazon. It is big boys. Thick boys here. They need to be like half that. What's 13 millimeters in inches? It's half an inch. Do half inch. Oops. Home button. Here we go. 10 foot of half inch for $9. 10 foot will last a little while. 25 foot. Now, what is 7 millimeters? Is that quarter inch? About that, right? Should be about that. Yeah, 285. The next closest number there. 5/16 is the next normal number. Yeah, there's 25 feet here. That would last me a good while. Can we do 5/16? Anybody have that? Or yeah, put it here. Brandon, yes. And they have quarter inch in that one you sent me. That's exactly it, dude. All right, so Brandon for the win. Brandon found it right here. They have half inch and they have quarter inch, 25 feet. Because you're only using like not even 2 foot at a time. So I can get a lot of printers out of that. And it's so much cheaper. Because I paid on AliExpress for one length for the extruder was $243. And I can get a dozen printers out of this, which seems way better. Seems way better to me. And Bob put one under too. Let's see, where you at, Bob? There. Let's see what the price is on wirecare.com. Let me switch up here. Where are we at? Here we go. So he's saying that F6. Got it. If I just search F6, Braided sleeving. F6. Let's see what happens with that. That doesn't. Nothing comes up with that, dude. Split tube wire wraps. F6. Oh, they got a bunch of different ones. So F6 woven wrap. 1/8 inch. Where is it? The 16th. So 5/16 in black. I get 50 foot for not much. I am the best. I need to ask Aaron to look over my design because there are some issues. And I would not feel comfortable releasing that in the way that it is right now. I like most of it, but there is a gap issue on the Z that goes up. Let me see here so you can see what I'm doing. So on the two Z plates that sandwich the 2040 and go up and down, there is an issue in there where my numbers are not matching up. I'm off by about 1 millimeter in that, which adds some play. I did fix it for V slot, so that was fixed in it. And I think that's really the biggest issue I have with it. But I have not really sent it over to him to like do a once over. I wanted to do it myself before I asked for help, even though he did give me several pointers throughout the time. But yeah, I want to ask him to like, hey, here's the final on this. What am I missing here? What's not right? Just have somebody else's eyes. Or if anybody else, I mean, I pick on Aaron all the time because he's been my go-to guy for designing. But if there's anybody else that's like super into Fusion 360 that wants to collaborate on some stuff, head over to the Discord and hit me up because I would love to bug somebody else than Aaron all the time. But yeah, I think I need someone else to look at it and just see what am I missing? Where's the one I didn't extrude something enough or I pulled something back too much here? I just need someone else's eyes on it. But Bob, this is a good site here, man. I'm liking this. I might actually end up ordering from here. Because I figure if I do their 5/16 of that, and then if I do 1/2 inch black, oh, it gets cheaper the more to your order. Okay. I mean, it's more expensive, but you get quite a bit. It's less than $1 a foot, so that's not too bad. Yeah, I really want to release it, dude. Trust me. I finally released Megatron. I think that one is great. I have not seen anybody print it yet. So actually, I'm going to go on Thingiverse now and see if anybody's added anything to it. I gotta sign in real quick. Go to my account here. Let's go to my designs. Where's my view analytics? So no remixes yet, and no one's printed it yet. So kind of hoping to see something with that. 143 downloads, 27 collections. Yeah, waiting to see if somebody else tries to make that because I'd really like that. Yeah, it's definitely put the disclaimer out there. Again, I feel really confident on amount of time that, Aaron and I spent on going over Megatron and me printing all the parts and testing them as well. So we got it right more than once first try. I mean, honestly, most of it was first try. But it's good to be able to build around something else to make it work. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. Well, as of right now, I'm not seeing any stringing. So that's a positive. You think magnets would do better? I think it will, Brandon, because it's going to be cheaper. So you got to think you can build Megatron for about 350, 400 US, about that. Magnus, I think, will be cheaper for the simple fact is the printer is going to be only 200 bucks shipped, and you could do everything with, I would say, what, $50 to upgrade. Yeah, I bet you we could run that for less than 50 bucks, not counting filament. Obviously, it's going to take a spool of PETG to buy and use that, but I think that one's going to be a lot more appealing because it's going to be so cheap. And I think Megatron will also get more traction once I do a final video on it. I do want to do a final video on that. I want to do a final video on the Bear, just to kind of go over hurdles and what we did with it and going from there. So I think that will also help spin up a little bit of attention on, as well as having a dedicated video about it. That's not a live stream, me interacting with people. Yeah, I mean, again, I might throw an SKR on it just because I have them, and that might be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not sure of all the different parts. Once I get it in my hands and I see what you did with it and I get it in my hands, it did ship, so I'm expecting it. I'm hoping by the end of September to have that. I'll do a live stream build of it. We'll do some testing with it, and then we'll have fun from there. Flashlight out. Yeah, definitely have a little bit of the hull line there. You definitely see that in the white. I'm not sure I'm the best. I honestly cannot say when for sure it'll be ready. It kind of just comes down to when we both can make time to work on it some more. I don't think it needs that much work, but I will do my best to make sure the BOM is good, which I'm pretty sure it is now. I just have to change out the screen because the MKS screen I bought for it didn't work, so I had to use a RepRap full graphic instead, which is fine. I mean, they're still about the same price, but and the ABL does not work on it because I'm not using the steel sheets on it. So that's another thing that I need to hit him up and try. Well, Aaron, we've got some Marlin gurus in the Discord, man. I think if we put the challenge out to them, I think between like Jack, Keith, and a couple other ones, I think we definitely could probably figure it out. But still, picking up an ANET board is really not that much money. Look, Jack's already on it. He already took the bait. He's like, I got that. I'll make that work. I think, but I think upgrading your printer to 32-bit these days with how cheap the boards are, that's not really a big ask. It will not have a BL touch mount. And the best you will need to try and figure out how to install that yourself. That might be something that we could. It's really easy to add, to be honest. Just need to extend off of the right side of the extruder there. Or could put it on the front even. It's not out of the realm of non-possibility. So let me, I'll set aside some time. Hopefully soon, Aaron and I will talk and see what it is. Not if you do it before, just scrap it. So the idea behind the ANET build, Jack, is to get what is the cheapest large format printer, see how it does stock, and then, all right, it can do this. Now, what if we upgrade it? Will it do better? Will it perform better? And not just look better, but perform better. That's the biggest thing, is you can do 50 upgrades to something, but if it doesn't increase how well it works, is it really worth it? You know, I go back to the Railcore guys of putting all that money in the printer. Well, if my $1,000 printer works as good as your $4,000 printer, why did you put the extra $3,000 into it? Because the SKR E3 Mini is pretty cheap. I think it's $30, 32 maybe. Is that what I have here? SKR Mini E3 V2. So these V2s are supposed to be better than the V1 that I tried before, with 2209 integrated in it. Of course, you get the rubber ducky from Big Tree Tech. Can do sensorless homing with it, which is cool. Power heated bed, because that's also the difference right now, is that the other, the original Mini E3 V1 didn't have a heated bed MOSFET. I want your clothes. There we go. Yeah, I got 3 of them here now to use on various printers. My phone's gonna die. Plug that in. Speed this up just a skosh. See how that affects things. I mean, it's not going to finish no stream anyway, so I might as well just keep it 100%, and I'll go from there. All right, so we got this wire wrap figured out here, I think. Yes, Jack, that was one thing. I was talking to Keith about that, and I bought the MKS S-Gen L V2, or no, the S-Gen L V1. I bought a V1 of one of their things, and definitely was not had enough things. The SGN LV2 is different, but yeah, I'm hoping that their next revision from MKS has more inputs on it, or outputs, I guess. I don't know how you would put that. Fan outputs? Yeah. Because it would be nice to have, the one thing that I like that the Tri-Gorilla boards have is the controller fan. And it's in Marlin. It's been in Marlin for a long time. But having that controller fan is really nice, so that only when your motors are moving is when that turns on. Now, granted, now for this one, I have the controller fan and the hot end fan linked to E1. So basically, when the extruder gets above 50C, this one also kicks on. It doesn't have to be on though, but if your printing motors are moving. So I might lower the voltage on my Z's a bit because X and Y are barely warm. Z's are a little toasty, not too hot though. But I might lower the voltage on those Z motors a little bit, just to help out with the heat. What was I saying? But yeah, I liked having the controller fan output. And I mean the SKR 1.4. Yeah, so this is an SKR 1.4 in here, not a turbo. It's an SKR 1.4. Because again, I don't think the turbo is worth the extra, what is it, $10? $5, something like that? And run into 5 TMC 2209s. Now, I like the 1.4 because it has the dual Z. So if you wanted to run both your Zs off the same driver, you can, because you don't have to have a splitter. It's built into the board. So that is nice to have. But again, on this, it's nice to not do that so that you can do the Z align. Marlin kind of made that irrelevant now. Where are we at here? This modifier thing you guys are talking about. Is that board that goes on top of it? Oh, that's the one that gives you the 3 extra drivers. And it gives you 3 more stepper drivers. Yeah, that EXP mod is for 3 more motors. So you would need that for what the Volron has 7 motors, right? You would need that for something like the Volron. Yeah, Tristan, they don't have that either. 100%. You're right on that. Yeah, more fan controllers. Again, the Tri-Gorilla has that extra one to use, which works. The SKR has the capability to do it, but there's something weird about it where Fan Zero doesn't let you actually allocate that. And that was an issue that Brandon actually brought to me because it says you can do it, but for some reason you can't. So I think there's something wrong with either the board or the way that Marlin's using it. I'm not sure. But technically, the SKR does have the one that is controllable, but it's not working. It also has that board that clips on the top. I think it's called like the UPS board, and that is for doing the power out, right? The mini UPS has the little relay in it, but there's that other expansion board they have. Like there it is. What is this thing called here? Type 3. Oh, that's just a power module. Yeah, because they advertise that you have the one CNC fan, which is adjustable, but it's not working for some reason. Yeah, Jim, like I said, there is an issue. Brandon sent it to me that it's not working. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's the print cooling fan assignment. So the fan 0 is the only addressable fan on the 1.4, which you need to use for your part cooling fan. But if you want to have another fan, if you want to be able to control like a controller fan or another controllable fan, there's no other way to do it. And the only way to do it, again, with the temperature for the extruder auto temp is to run your fan off of extruder 1, with 0 is your active extruder, and the extruder 1 is one you're not using. And that will engage your fans at a certain speed for once your hot end becomes over 50C. It is the big issue with all controller boards, again, except for the Tri-Gorilla. I've not seen any other company do what Tri-Gorilla is doing. I don't even know if I want to ask how hard that is to run, Jim. 2 SKRs? That just seems a little bit of sorcery to me. When he sneeze again. Lost it. It'll probably come back though. Oh, man. It's 3 feet. Shipping though. Some of the deals on Ally, like it's a good price, but then the shipping is the same amount or double. It kills me. Yeah, it's all beyond me, Jack. Again, I don't know if it was you or somebody else asking me about Clipper, and I saw Clipper a few years ago when it got big, when more of the Deltas got released about 3 years ago. There was a big influx of Deltas into the market, and there hasn't really much except with the FL Sun QQ is like the newest thing, which I have not been able to get my hands on. 100% what Aaron said. Clipper is intimidating. I'm already not a great person with either Marlin or Arduino. Or using a Pi like that. Like I run a RetroPie, but it's someone else's image I flash on there and make it work. But being able to do all that, a little out of my comfort zone. Getting tired. Devin, what's up? Somebody else came in. Ben from Texas. Devin's from Texas, right? Well, you guys know each other. It's a small state. Duet. I refuse. I refuse to go duet still. Maybe if I get an influx of like double the patrons, maybe I'll go ahead and try out a duet board. But it's just so much. It's like a mosquito. Like the mosquito hot end is cool, but holy God, it's a hot end. And it's expensive. You know, I like the V6 honestly. This is definitely turning out much nicer than my last print. I can say that 100%. So those few changes and changing out the throat really did change things up. So I think Probably gonna go ahead and toss this throat. Just gonna chuck that one away. I do not. I'd see people talk about them. Let me pull one up here real quick. Isn't regular one like $70? Yeah, like that's $70 for a hot end. Just I don't know. I just have a hard time putting that much into it. Like you can get the only thing that you need from E3D is their throat. Their throat is the best. I mean, I have not found one that to trump it yet, but it is good. I don't know. I have a hard time buying like the most primo products for something. I always have. Like I don't ever buy the highest end of things ever. But still, I mean, $73, $75 for a hot end is a big chunk of your print. Especially you gotta figure building a printer, if you're trying to build a printer for like, $300, this is that's a third of the price almost. A quarter of the price. Or yeah, like a quarter of the price. You're gonna add on to it again just for your hot end. Now I know not everyone is making, super cheap. No one wants to do all that. Totally get it. But at the end of the day, more people will do that than anything else. There's a lot of people building rail cores, but there's way more people that have Ender 3s. I would say there's probably actually I would probably that's a bad comparison. There's way more people with a hypercube than a Volron. Sure, because of the cost. You can build a hypercube for less than $300, $350. I haven't tried the Super Volcano yet. I don't have anything big enough to warrant Super Volcano. I have Volcano on several printers. I have one legit and one not. I guess two not, because actually the Artillery X1 has a Volcano on it. I've never really had issues with the V6 hot end, so it always worked for me. And I like the Hemera, but again, $150 for the hot end. And granted, the motor's included, but I mean, come on now. I don't think you're reaching that big of a market with the products that are all that high. That's why the V6 does so well. Night, Jim. I'm gonna be done here shortly. Or Jack, sorry, Jack, you're leaving. Sorry, I was talking to Jim up there. Yeah, I was gonna say that I have talked to several people who said that they have put throats in for 2.85 millimeter filament because it's so much cheaper. Like you can get it for several dollars less per kilogram than you can with 1.75. So it's just so much cheaper in the long run. And especially if you're someone who's doing like bulk printing, it's a way better deal. Here's Travis, what's up? I really want this finished, but there's still another half an hour left, and I don't really feel like streaming another half an hour. Not tonight. But this is definitely turning out better. So I'll make sure that I can try to make sure that I post. I have not been on social media like at all lately. This whole home learning thing, I mean, these past 2 days have been rough, man. These past 2 days have been brutal on us. It's just, I got a lot of kids. Having them at home all the time, not really going anywhere, is just dogging me and the wife. I really hope that I can curb this issue here soon with the kids, but man, this being home all the time is tough. Pretty painting, what's up? Well, Jim, I mean, you just putting a bigger nozzle on. I mean, I'm really happy with putting a 0.6 on the X1. I'm really happy with the results coming off of that. Doing some of the over extrusion techniques. Is my mic flaking out? No, still battery good there, good there. I'm just looking at my thing here. If I did anything 400, then I definitely would be the 2.85. Yeah, it's gonna take its time. So I will definitely try to post this onto Twitter tonight. If you guys want to check out my links for all my social medias down below. But yeah, I'm gonna let this go. I'm getting beat tonight, so I'm gonna call it there. It's printing. It's working now, so that's a positive. I think it's just a little bit more. Oh, Chris, what was sore throat? Self quarantine next 10 days. Living in the basement. Yeah, I get that, man. I just don't have to be at work that often. They don't want us there, so I'm only 1 day a week. So once I work my 2 days, then I have a 10-day stretch off, and I'm on that 10-day stretch right now. I'm halfway through it. I'm not back to work till Thursday. So I am not a stay-at-home dad. I'm the first to admit that. I do my best, but I am definitely not a stay-at-home parent. I cannot do what my wife does all day, every day. And yeah, but these past 2 days, the kids have just been insanely disruptive of everything. My 3-year-old broke so much stuff. She broke a sconce off of a light yesterday. Then she broke that little bird thing that like tips. Broke that yesterday. And then today, my oldest left out nail polish, and she decided to drop nail polish on the floor, nail polish everywhere, on the furniture, on her, glass everywhere. She got cut. We got cut. So it's just been constant bear down of just things breaking these past few days. So it will get through it, but it's just, man. Oh man, yes it is. All right, I'm gonna call it there. I'll post on Twitter what how this ends up. If not tonight, tomorrow I'll post that. And if I need to tweak anymore, I'll work on it. Might need to do some more settings in the. I think the firmware is good now. Now we've gotten the extrusion set there. And whatnot, but we're really close to finishing up this build, which I cannot wait because this has taken far too long to get done. I will be back again live Monday night. I am crossing my fingers and hoping to get the bed for the BLV, the heated pad, so that I can print out my thing, get that drilled. Should be able to do that live because that shouldn't make too much noise, I don't think. I'm hoping I don't tear up a bit though, but we'll find out. Yeah, so I'm hoping to be able to get the heated pad for the BLV bed, get that stuck on, get that drilled, get it tapped, or not tapped, but yeah, just get that bed drilled out and everything, get the mag pad on it, get that on the printer is what I'm hoping for Monday night. We'll see what happens with it. If not, then maybe I'll be working on something else. I don't know. But this was the last of the custom builds. Or maybe I'll work on Megatron. Megatron's in parts right now because I was swapping parts back and forth with this. My Mark 3S clone behind me here is in parts. I need to put that thing back together as well. So if I don't get those parts, Monday night might just be hanging out again while I put my printers back together. And we'll see there too. Tell the kids to pay for printers, man.
today I could get rid of one of them. Oh, she kills me. There have definitely been those days, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you want to check out anything about me, if you want to help out with all these crazy builds I do, consider becoming a patron or using any of the links down below. It really does help out, guys. You have no idea. I would not be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys supporting me. So I greatly appreciate that. Y'all stay safe. Wash your hands. Happy printing. I'll see you guys Monday night.